Right, is it time to get behind Steve Bruce? Because Newcastle have climbed to 11th place in the table after beating Sheffield United this week. They play Southampton later this afternoon. Updates here on 5 Live Premier League Sunday. So, Steve Bruce, is it time to get behind him? Carl, you first.
Yes, I think fans have to. I think at times it's frustrating as a football fan. You do want to have a say, but ultimately you don't. So they have to accept that Steve Bruce is there. He's there to stay for a while. So let's make the best of that situation. Let's get behind him. There's no point with the situation Newcastle have been in for a very long time. Let's get behind the manager and someone that can actually help them play good football and keep them competing and keep them going and pushing on. Steve Bruce, he's got that experience. He's done it time and time again. So get behind him instead of trying to fight against him and having that friction. Let's get behind the players, get behind the manager, and the best will come out of them.
Okay, that's from you.
Have we thought that managers maybe need like more than a couple of months to show what they can do at a football club? Manager.
It's not necessarily that. With Steve Bruce, it was very much like he wasn't even given the opportunity, from day one.
Yeah. That's what I mean, is this whole getting behind the manager thing. I can't understand the mentality. Maybe a Newcastle fan can explain this to me.
Well, we're going to speak to one in a few moments' time.
But I can't understand the mentality of finding out a manager's got the job at your club and instantly being against him. Surely you support him initially at the very least because you want him to do well for your football club. Go on, Reece.
I've always had a little of so much love for Newcastle just because of the film Goal. But
Santiago Muñoz.
Santiago Muñoz has always been my second team. But I just feel like they're such a big city that's always wanted the football team just to go back to them years where they're competing for the top four and getting in top four. But I just feel like the Steve Bruce thing was a bit of we've gone from Benitez to Bruce, really? And you're not going to spend anything, really? No investment in the club from, their problems with the owner. But I feel like the fact that he's not in a relegation zone, and I was being serious because I had them getting relegated, he needs a lot more support because he's done a fantastic job this year.
Yeah. Right, let's bring in a Newcastle fan then. Matty Renton, who runs Magpies TV. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Before we get started, and you can have your say on this debate. I want to play a clip of one of your videos from the start of the season.
No. Steve Bruce. We went from Champions League winner Rafa Benitez to Championship mid-table dangler Steve Bruce, ex-Mackham Bruce bloody bog trotter. I can't believe it, man. Mate, actually, he's not going anywhere, is he? The whole takeover, I believe this. It's not going to happen. We're less than a month away from the Premier League starting now, and we haven't got a manager. Or we have. Bruce incoming. We'll have no one. No signings. Where Newcastle going to be next season? In the bottom three. That's where.
I get the feeling, Matty, that you were very disappointed at the appointment of Steve Bruce.
What gave that away, mate? What gave that away?
How are you feeling now?
Up there at the start of that video, wasn't it? The start of that video, it sums it up like, I heard you talking before about why can't the back manager as soon as he comes to the door. Newcastle fans in a way were spoilt with Rafa Benitez coming in a Champions League winning manager, keep him in the Championship, bring him up. That's set high expectations because previously Steve Bruce is a very typical Mike Ashley appointment in the terms of Alan Pardew, these British managers, journeymen, club to club, mid-table, and like we'll plug Steve Bruce from Sheffield Wednesday, no disrespect, mid-table championship, gives you zero ambition leading into a Premier League dogfight to bring in a championship mid-table manager. But
now, I feel like he has answered some of his critics. So what is the feeling of the Gallagher and the Magpies fans now?
Yeah, well, he definitely has. And, he said from the very start he's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. He knows he's facing the back. Mainly aimed at Mike Ashley. Steve Bruce is just a figurehead there. We do want him to do well. He's from the area. But his CV of relegations, doesn't bode well. However, he's picked up some great results. You've got to give credit where credit's due. Manchester United at home, Tottenham away, Man City last week, even the draw there. Even the other night, Sheffield United informed sides. Yeah, everyone's praising them this season. We're only 1 point off them now, so he's doing very well. But we are only in December. There's a long way to go this season.
So would you say to a degree then he is turning it round with the fans? Because at the start it was very much, I was struggling to find any Newcastle fans on social media and in real life who were backing him. But now are people starting to change their mind on him?
Yeah, after the City game last week, the fan cams, my main question was, does Bruce deserve credit? Is he winning you over? And, it was a predominantly high yes, to be honest. And I put out the stats yesterday from the games that we've won, 6 or 7 big wins that we've had, and the possession stats, they're less than 30%. But it was like that under Rafa Benitez as well. And he was being given a tactical masterclass if he picked up those results. So under Steve Bruce, you've got to give him credit. He's doing very well with the tools at his disposal. And to be sitting, tied 9th? I think we're 11th. So, you, like I say, credit where credit's due to Steve Bruce, but long may it continue.
There's a couple of big players for you that I wanted to get your opinion on and whether you can keep them, I guess. Dubravka, a big player for Newcastle. How long do you think you can keep him for, or do you think the vultures are circling?
I think the vultures will definitely be circling him, and Mike Ashley will be happily feeding the vultures at any possibility he can get. So he loves the club, though. He does. I've met him. He's a great bloke, and he does love the area. He's really fell in love with him. We plucked him out of nowhere from the Slovakian league, and he's not exactly very, very young for a keeper. And but he could definitely go to a top 4, top 6 team, no doubt about it. He's kept us in it. I mean, Sheffield United the other night, he was outstanding. That's 3 games in a row. He's been absolutely brilliant, and he's very much an unsung hero, I thought. But if the mainstream media like yourself are starting to mention him, then it's time to worry, I think.
Yeah, it must be so frustrating because you're constantly seeing your top players and players that the fans really, really like being sold. It happened with Perez at the start of the season. John Joe Shelvey, I guess, is another name. Do you think he's flourishing under Steve Bruce? Because he didn't really get played as much under Rafa Benitez.
He really wasn't a Rafa type player at all, was he? Rafa couldn't trust him at all. The same with Mitrovic. He has the hothead personality, but Brucey's bringing the best out of him, and at this rate, Shelvey to the Euros.
Good. I love that. Right, how big is today's game for you then?
Huge, because the great draw against Manchester City and the fantastic result away at Sheffield United means nothing if we don't pick up 3 points at home today to a relegation rival. Southampton on the back of a couple of wins as well are in good form. Danny Ings seems to be on fire. They've got some good players. Southampton, to be fair, they've won some big matches. They've had to win 2 in a week there against their relegation rivals as well. So the table's crazy tight, so it's vitally important we pick up wins against teams in and around we're at home.
Listen, Matty, lovely speaking to you. Enjoy the match today.
Thanks very much, hopefully.
And I'm sure you'll be hoping for 3 points there, irrespective of who the manager is. I know how passionate Newcastle fans are. So Matty Renton there from Magpies TV. Right.